What is up, everybody? It is your boy Slumpestein. I'm coming at y'all with a new video. This past weekend we went to St. Charles, Missouri for Anime St. Louis, and it was a really good time. I just want to talk to y'all a little bit about the experience, some of my thoughts, some of the things I think that they could have improved on, and some of the things that I think were great, and things that they did improve on from previous years. If you've seen my coverage videos before, I'll be following a little bit of the same format, but this is more of a just top of the dome. I'm just gonna just spit from the dome. So we're gonna start off with registration, because that was a big thing from last year. Registration last year was terrible, and I think that they knew that, and they heard everybody's criticisms of that, and they actually did things and put things in place to help with that. They did some different badge pickups at different locations throughout the month of April. They may have actually did some in March too. I may be wrong on that, but nonetheless, we got there on Friday night at like 7 p.m. Registration closed at 8, and it probably took us like 10 minutes to get in and get out. Now, I can't really speak to Saturday and Sunday because those days were a lot busier, and so I don't really know how registration went on those days. But speaking from my personal experience, it was miles and miles better than last year. Last year it took over an hour for us to get our badges. This year it took 10 minutes. It was very quick and very concise. The next thing I'm gonna talk about is the big thing that a lot of people go to conventions for, and that's the exhibit hall, the vendor room. And Anime St. Louis has a very good space for the vendor room. I don't know what they call the room, but it's the same spot that they have it every single year. I will say this year the ratio of vendors that are selling like merchandise, such as like just I don't know, pop figures and stuff like that, just regular stuff and not artwork. It was like 50-50. Like there was a lot more artist vendors than you would normally see. It almost seemed like it was like half and half, which was a little bit weird to see, because out of my experiences from going to conventions, it usually isn't that balanced. With that being said, there wasn't the variety within the vendor room was not there. There was a lot of stuff there, but it was a lot of the same stuff, and it was a lot of the same stuff that you see from year to year. Just not a lot of variety within it. So it was still nice to walk around, see everybody. There's a lot of familiar faces. A lot of the people that are vendors for these cons, they travel to all the other cons. So some of the vendors that I see at Anime Midwest, I'll see at NakaCon, or I'll see at Anime St. Louis, NebraskaCon, so on and so forth. So it's cool to see those familiar faces, but like I said, there just wasn't a lot of variety with the product. The next thing we're going to talk about is I'm calling it the anime convention boom. It seems like post-pandemic, and with a lot more people are coming out to anime conventions, a lot more people are getting into anime. A lot of these conventions are outgrowing their venues at a crazy rate. And thinking back to last year with Anime St. Louis, they were already kind of big for the space that they're in. So this year was craziness. People were parking a mile away to get to the convention center. Panels, it was, unless you're waiting for a crazy amount of time, you weren't getting into most of the panels, which was unfortunate, because there was the scheduling, the programming was actually pretty awesome. There were a lot of panels I was interested in. I just wasn't able to get into a lot of them, unfortunately. But that is one thing that they're going to have to consider. I said it last year. This year I mean it. They are outgrowing that space. Even the space, the big ballrooms, they're not really big enough to hold what they're wanting to put in there. And that's unfortunate to see, because I love the St. Charles Convention Center. I don't know if they can use the space take a more methodical approach. Maybe use more of the hotel side. I don't want to get too deep in the weeds. I don't want to make this video too long, but that's something that's gonna have to be considered. Switching over to the game room. Game room was a little bit of a letdown. I'm used to seeing more variety in the games. I'm used to seeing, having it like a video game room and then an arcade room. It seemed like a lot of the games were the same. Just a lot of fighting games, a lot of tournament style games, and maybe that was intentional, but it kind of caught me off guard. But it was a big space. It was a lot of open space, so it felt like they could have fit more in that room. But then you have the pachinko room, which is always awesome if you like to play pachinko. You have your tabletop rooms and stuff like that, which is also awesome. New addition was the food court, which we didn't partake, but we were out there and just got to see some of the people out there just chilling, having fun outside. It was a beautiful weekend as far as weather. People were just out there having fun, doing their thing, and that was awesome. You have the escape room, which is usually there. I don't think it was there last year, but it was there this year. We've done it a couple of years ago in the past, and it was also a fun time. If you like escape rooms, there was a lot of stuff to do there. There was just also a lot of people. So yeah, I'm trying to think, is there anything else that I wanted to talk about? I'm sure that it'll come to me afterwards. Like I said, this is more of an informal coverage video. We usually only go there for Saturday and Sunday, but like I said, we got there on Friday night, so we got to enjoy some of the stuff. The rave was actually pretty cool. There was a lot of people in there. It was just really fun. It was a really fun time. If you haven't been to Anime St. Louis, I definitely recommend it. We drive about 3.5 hours to get there, and I say, if you're about 3.5, 4 hours out, it's a great convention to drive up to. It's definitely worth the drive, and then there's also other things that you can do while you're in St. Louis. So if you have any questions for me, go ahead and put them down in the comment section below. Hopefully you're enjoying the videos and pictures that are on the screen right now, and I hope to see all of you at a convention in the future. Don't forget to drop a like on this video, it helps a lot, and to subscribe, hit the notification bell so you can get notified whenever I put up new content or go live. We're going to be going to a lot of anime conventions this year, so there's going to be a lot of coverage videos, and it's going to be a fun one. I'll holla at y'all later.